Welcome to... Hey, Tor.
Hi, welcome to Oztalk, everybody.
It's so good to see you, as always.
It's always good to see you, too.
Nice. I just have seen Wicked National Tour. Wicked Broadway National Tour is in my hometown right now for 3 weeks. It's been really great. I'm doing pre-show talks, and Justin Wirick is here coming up in a moment. He'll be joining us. He is not only currently in the National Broadway Tour of Wicked, but he has been performing in the show longer than anybody else, 15 years. So He'll be joining us in a moment. I've seen it now 49 times. I'm seeing it for the 50th time next week. But the world of Wicked is just blowing up, obviously. And what do you think of all the speculation, innuendo, outuendo that the press tour is starting this week, apparently, right?
So actually, I think folks have the little timeline a little wrong, because he said that while in Thailand, which would have been before he came back to tell. Oh, that's Jonathan Bailey. So everyone's quoting Jonathan Bailey, who was during an interview said that he was starting the press tour on Tuesday, that he was going to see the cast. Now, he was in Thailand promoting Jurassic Park when that happened. And then he came back to see Cynthia Erivo in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl. So this would have been last Tuesday.
Yes. So, and just because things are beginning, it doesn't mean that we're seeing it all right now. Obviously, there are Wicked Wednesdays, and John M. Chu just shared a really terrific video behind the scenes. So we are just, taking all that we can get, which is fantastic. We're going to be talking a lot about it with Justin too, because he, in addition to being a part of the Wicked tour family and Broadway tour company, is a huge Oz fan too, which is just so delightful, because it's kind of like the movie. Like, we want everyone in it to be authentic Oz fans. It just seems to make it all better, right?
Right. And folks should also remember, last year, from my experience, they started filming things in August that didn't get seen until October and November. So while they are working behind the scenes, we're not going to see this stuff for a little while. So everyone be patient, take deep breaths. Wicked for Good comes out 100 days from this Wednesday. So we are down to the wire. So everyone savor these last 100 days, because then done until whatever that Wicked Part 3 and 4 that Stephen Schwartz and Winnie Holtzman hinted to you comes out.
I know, freaking out. But at least we have our For Good t-shirts on. There is some new branding coming out, some new merch that's leaking already and being released. Some people are getting things that are early, that are getting pulled off the shelves. You're lucky if you got it. We'll talk about that stuff too coming up. But first, this is a really special month for The Wizard of Oz, the classic MGM, now Warner Brothers owned property, starring Judy Garland. It is the 87th anniversary, I believe, this year, coming up August 25th.
That's right.
And we will be doing a special Oz Talk that day with author Danielle Page, author of the Dorothy Must Die series. So be sure to tune in for that. And now we have to talk about something really spectacular in celebration of the anniversary of that film, and a new way to view and love The Wizard of Oz, which is The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. Tori, we're going to be there at the premiere August 28th.
So excited. Yes, we are going to be at the Sphere in Las Vegas, and we've been invited to the premiere. I'm really excited. I'm taking my mom on her very first red carpet, and it's going to be a great time. There's a lot of controversy swimming around this production, and I think people think that because we're going to the premiere, we're not going to give them an honest appraisal. But trust me, you guys, we will tell you exactly what we actually think about The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere after we've experienced it for ourselves.
Right. It's true. We've heard that they cut out about 20 minutes from it. And I personally have always wondered what the film would look like in widescreen. You know, it was produced back when, and of course, when it first went to home video, it was perfect for our square-shaped television sets. But now that we all have widescreen TVs and we're used to theatrical widescreen, I always wondered what it would have looked like had they filmed it that way. And we're not only getting that, we're getting bigger than that. We're getting bigger than IMAX. We're getting the sphere. I mean, I can't even remember the stats, but the size of the screen, the number of speakers. In addition to that, it's 4D with moving seats and, you know, wind machines and debris, all according to CBS Sunday Morning, which is also interesting, Tori, because I know you reported on TikTok recently that they had considered using AI, but then cut it out, that it didn't work. And then on CBS Sunday Morning, they did claim that they were using AI. Do you know what the latest is with AI use?
So I never said it was cut out. What happened was, according to the artists I've spoken to who worked on the project, the AI wasn't capable of doing all of the expansions of the scenes that they wanted to do. So the AI primarily focused on making the resolution clear enough to spread this thing out on this giant screen. And what they did is they brought in over 2,000 CGI and VFX artists to actually do most of the artwork that you'll see. So most of the artwork that's here, according to the artists I've spoken to, is human generated art, and the AI was used as a supplemental tool, not the main tool to create the graphics of the sphere. And a lot of people are seeing the YouTube clip that they posted and are saying, oh, this doesn't look good. But I'm not sure, because this is meant to be experienced in a very specific location on a very specific screen. So I don't think seeing it on your phone does it justice. We'll have to see for ourselves. I refuse to come to a decision about whether or not this is good until I see it for myself.
It's so true, Tori. You know, we are always fans of adaptation. And I think that, you know, the use of AI here, this isn't so much a remake. It's like or an adaptation. It's like a blending. It's a fraction of the way to the remake. It's like the original with some CGI effects instead of the original practical effects. When we look at what they did with the, I'm going to skip forward here, with like the cyclone, obviously, this is just basically updating some of the effects. And of course, there's the discussion to be had about CGI versus classic hand-drawn or practical effects, or, you know, jobs, and what jobs does this use within the entertainment industry. But there is a place for AI. Obviously, it's not going anywhere. And Warner Brothers, MGM have the right to do this in a new exhibition, in a new way to see it. Everyone else has the choice to go or not to go to it. We obviously are very excited. And as a professional, as a critic, you know, as a professional full-time entertainment critic, I find that you gotta really refrain, like you were saying, from judging it before you see it in context. You got to see the full thing, see how it works, see what the experience is, and then we'll be able to review the experience. I can kind of predict you and I are going to be on cloud nine, and like every minute of it, I'm going to want to see it again. If tickets were a little bit more affordable for me and I lived more local, I'd probably go and see it as many times as I've seen Wicked now on tour, right? And on Broadway. But I think that seeing it in context will make a big difference, because there is, here we're just looking at some stills. We're looking at a couple little clips. And I think the way that it really immerses the audience in the world of MGM's Oz is different, yes, but going for more of a realism as opposed to painted matte backgrounds would not have worked as well in this venue.
I'd like to point out to folks who are concerned that this is a desecration or that this is somehow damaging the story. There's a couple of points here. First of all, this is never going to replace the film that we have on our digital downloads, and our VHS tapes, on our Blu-rays. There's no other way this can be seen, except perhaps maybe VR, unless you are in person at the Sphere. This is not going to be a Star Wars situation where they retcon it and they get rid of the old one and replace it with this one. That's never going to happen. So you have to go and choose to see this if you want to see this. I personally feel like my prediction is that it won't feel like watching the 1939 film. It'll feel like something new and different. And I'm not opposed to new and different. I want the Wizard of Oz to continue living on after me, which does not happen if you refuse to allow it to evolve. So I'm keeping an open mind. I'm excited to see what they do with it. I know for sure I'm going to have a good time, because I'm going to be with friends and I'm going to be with family, and we're going to just have a blast. The merch looks amazing. I'm really excited to see some of that merch in person.
There's the photo opportunity at the Venetian. There's the cafe also at the Venetian across the street from the Sphere. And yeah, have you seen some of the merch?
The merch looks amazing. They have a preview of some of the merch at the Venetian right now. Some photos have leaked out. It looks great. I am reserving judgment about the finished product until I see it for myself. It might not hold up. We'll see. The graphics may not compare to the original 1939 practical effects.
I mean, likely, first of all, I think we're going to be so overwhelmed, much like we're about to experience in Wicked for Good, with so much newness and difference that our minds will be working so fast, we'll probably just be blown away, pun intended, by...
I'm wearing goggles for that debris.
I know. What if somebody gets something in their eye? You know what I mean?
You know it would be me, too, if somebody was going to have an eye...
Right. I'm just afraid the men rowing the boat in the cyclone are going to like hit me with the oar. That's what I'm worried about. No, I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. And we'll probably be so overwhelmed by the spectacle of all of it. We'll probably, that's why I'm glad we're both there and some of our other friends that are total Oz geeks like we are, because we're going to have to immediately afterward get together to compare everything we remember unless we're seeing it again, because there's going to like what was cut out, what's different, how do we feel about these things? And of course, there might be some things that we like, oh, we like this moment or the way that was done in the original, but this was really cool. And for what it is a new way to experience these iconic performances unlike ever before. And like you said, only at the Sphere. Unless they build other spheres, it can't tour, So
exactly.
It's
and
also,
cool. One last point on that. There's nothing that will ever replace that experience of seeing the 1939 film the way that we all know and remember it. And people are very concerned about what's being cut out. This is not the first time they've cut The Wizard of Oz down during a re-release in theaters. When it came out in 4D, they cut 25 minutes. And what did they cut? They cut down the Munchkinland sequence, and they cut the repeats of Off to See the Wizard. They just had the last one when the Fab Five was together. So no one's cutting over the rainbow. Yeah. Arthur Freed has saved it for well and for good.
Exactly.
So, I think people are very emotionally attached to The Wizard of Oz. And so seeing something that you're very emotionally attached to and seeing anyone touch it it gives you an uneasy feeling. But please rest easy. Nothing will ever take The Wizard of Oz from you. Yes. And I'm excited to give it a shot.
Absolutely. And we will have to do an Oz talk to update everyone about our experience and our reaction soon after going there. If you'd like to look into it and the whole experience, head over to thesphere.com for tickets. Okay, Tori, I have a little surprise for you.
For me? I'm excited.
For Oz fans, you haven't yet seen my interview with Marissa Bodie, but the full interview is available online on my YouTube, on my website at Ryan J Reviews. And there's one moment in it that I'm very proud of. Like I recreated a moment that was like a deleted scene from the film because I had previously spoken with Ethan Slater too. So I just want to share a little clip with you from my recent Marissa Bodie, Ness Rose from the movie interview.
That Nessa's Act 2 song was cut from the original Broadway recording. Director John M. Chu has already gone on record and said that in the Wicked for Good soundtrack, it will be there. But how has that song expanded or changed? Because I know in Wicked, a lot of the songs were expanded and changed.
I'm like, what can I say that won't get me in trouble or spoil anything too much? Let's just say I do sing my heart out. There may or may not be something additional in there, a little something. Mm-hmm. I think that's all I can say for now.
That's a great tease, and I appreciate that.
That perfectly adorable Munchkin boy just asked me out.
We didn't see you in the first Wicked for Good trailer, but they did release a new look. Do you consider it a glow up or a glow down?
That's hard because I think, of course, the costume design and the makeup, chef's kiss always, but her entire being as just like who she is as a person, I think she needs to go to therapy personally. That's my thought.
That must be so much fun to play. Okay, I have a quick...
Actually, therapy to everybody, I think, and all the characters need it personally.
Yes, definitely. I wonder who the therapist in Oz would be. Probably a very smart animal.
Probably.
Okay, quick yes or no question. Will we see more striped socks on Nessa in Wicked for Good?
Yes.
Good to know. And then when I talked to Ethan Slater not too long ago, and I asked him, because there was one of my favorite lines from the show was cut in the film, and he didn't realize it until our interview, but I said, "What's in the punch?" And he was like,
lemons and melons and pears.
Oh my.
It was cut.
It was cut. I know. Thank you for that moment. I just needed it. Now
Wow, I have to tell you, I forgot that was cut until right now. Heartbreaking.
Really?
We filmed it. We did.
so can I ask you to do it? Because I want to intercut you with my interview of him saying lemons and melons and pears. So I can do you mind delivering the lines?
What's in the punch?
Lemons and melons and pears.
Oh my.
Oh my God, so good, so good.
Oh my gosh, that was delicious.
Thank you. I know. I was like, if we could talk to the whole cast now and just get them to do lines from the show.
Let's just do the whole show one line at a time. Every time we, if we ever get an opportunity to speak to the rest of the cast, let's just have each of them deliver one at a time.
Great.
That was delightful. Thank you for doing that.
Of course. And I couldn't wait to show you. And I'm just hoping really that we get to hear Ariana Grande say, that little dog, Dodo.
Oh, I hope so.
Not much of a spoiler. Everybody's seen the trailer for Wicked for Good. And we do see that Toto appears in Wicked for Good. So, well, let's welcome to the stage, to the show, Justin Wirick, who is cast member on the Broadway tour of Wicked.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I've been so entertained off camera listening to you guys. This is so great. And I want to see Wizard of Oz at the Sphere so bad. I have to plan a way to fly across country on like a Monday, a day off from the show.
Did you bring your broomstick with you?
Of course. Right.
So if I could ask you, because I love to know for people who are in the Oz sphere, excuse the pun, what was your first experience with the Wizard of Oz? What's your first memory?
Oh my goodness. Probably just seeing it on television. I was actually trying to remember if we actually owned the VHS. I think it was just one of those things where mom or dad shouted out, hey, the Wizard of Oz is on TV. And so that was the only chance to see it and to catch a glimpse of it. And I think very, very simple. I was just fascinated by the twister, the ruby slippers, the wand, the green skin, and the hourglass. Like I had an hourglass collection growing up because of the Wizard of Oz.
So true. And you were telling me when you arrived, because you're here at my place now looking at some of my Oz collection, which doesn't compare to Tori's, but there's
I don't know about that.
Yeah, and it's not a competition, but there is something that you have that you got from another cast member who did replicas, right?
Yes, we had a cast member years ago who, 2 years on tour, he taught himself how to make replicas of the ruby slippers. And I'm fortunate enough to own a pair of those. Jay Reynolds Jr. Was his name. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
It's true. It is amazing. And he might be able to join us someday on Oz Talk.
That'd be awesome. He'd love it, yeah.
What has been your experience? I want to share a little bit. I talked to your company manager, Steve Quinn, another one of your cast members for a TV segment recently. But I'm wondering, like, from your perspective, since you've been with the show for so long, how have you seen the show change? Because for a locked show, that's when a Broadway show, for all of its workshopping and out of town tryouts, and then it does previews on Broadway before opening night. And then usually after it opens, it never changes. It's considered locked. Right. So Wicked was technically locked, but I think Wicked is almost innovative in the sense that they have made changes in the now almost 22 years, that it's been running.
Yes, I think we have to. I think some technical changes we made just last summer. Oh, wow, it's been a year already. We updated the lighting in the show to all LEDs. And so they're brighter and they're more focused and they put off a lot less heat. So that's nice for us on stage in those big, heavy mob coats. But also, I think as time has gone on, I think the creative team has just been a little bit more allowing of bringing more of yourself into the characters, and it doesn't have to be exactly what Idina did or what Kristen did, because it's not gonna work the same for that actor. So I think just giving a little bit more creative freedom and allowing everyone's individual personalities to come through in the characters is keeping the show alive.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, because initially I feel like the couple of folks who swung in after Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth kind of were instructed to kind of hold the line of their performances. Now I feel like those characters have evolved so much, especially Glinda with her comedy. So have you seen that happen? Do you see people bringing in new nuggets of deliciousness all the time?
Absolutely, and that's what's so fun about being in the ensemble, and having different versions of the show. There's 2 understudies for every principal, so we can have so many different combinations going on stage, which keeps it fresh, especially for someone who's been here for 15 and a half years, 8 shows a week, 50 weeks a year. It's crazy.
I've seen the show now 49 times, but I had seen it 46 times in the first 11 years that it was out. And then I haven't seen it for 10 years. I've seen the movie a bunch of times now, part 1, and then saw your current cast for my 47th, 48th, and 49th time. And on the 47th time, there were some things that felt really different to me after having seen it 46 times. And for example, this is no longer a spoiler, right? Because everyone's at least seen part 1 of the film. So in Act 1, in the Ozdust Ballroom, when Elphaba kind of does her dance, it's very different in the film, how Cynthia Erivo does it, her solo dance before Galinda comes over and joins her. Your current Elphaba, Jessie Davidson, does it kind of comically. I'd never really seen it done comically before. It's funny. It still works. It's still very emotional.
Right.
I mean, I even talked to people walking out during intermission that they were crying during that moment, and Defying Gravity, obviously. But what have you seen? What do you, when you're talking about actors and what they bring to the character, that's a really interesting moment. And do you like seeing an Elphaba bring more comedy and levity and maybe a Glinda with more heart?
I think whatever is coming from their personal experience. So in that moment, versus thinking like, what would Elphaba do? What would Jessie do if she walked into this situation and was feeling very uncomfortable and very awkward? Maybe it's in her personality to bring in comedy, to kind of ease the situation. So yeah, again, I think it's just coming more from these actors as people and less the character.
Very interesting.
So, would you mind sharing with our audience who you play in the ensemble? And also, my personal question to you, one of the challenges of being in a show for this long is that you have to imagine that you're experiencing all of these things for the first time every night that you do it. You, I'm sure, now know every beat of the show like the back of your hand. How do you keep it fresh?
Absolutely.
That's a great question.
Great questions.
Very good questions, Tori.
So I am in the ensemble. My track is called the Tumbler track, simply because I do a flip in one of the classroom spell scenes where Professor Nicky Dick brings in the lion cub. And then in One Short Day in the Emerald City, I do a little aerial across the stage. So my track is called the Tumbling track, but I am in the ensemble and I play a Shiz student, a citizen of the Emerald City, a flying monkey, an Ozian guard, a member of the witch hunting mob.
So we're looking at several of your looks here.
Oh, yeah,
these are 7
are.
of the looks that you have worn. And there's actually an 8th one. If we walk forward through, I pulled all these from your Instagram. I hope it's okay.
They're fabulous.
So yeah, so continuing to talk through Tori's question, why don't you tell us about each of these looks and what it's like to wear them, what it's like to be in Oz in these environments?
Okay, let's do it. So this is what we call the mob costume. So we would wear this when we're Ozians. Or we're in the witch hunter scene where we're hunting the Wicked Witch of the West. I love this coat because blue is my favorite color. So I love my mob coat. Yes, blue, anything
Very
blue.
cool. And it looks like you had an offstage romance with Elfie.
I know. I think that was that's Olivia Valle, and this may have been maybe Chicago 2017, hard to remember.
Wow.
It's like a filing cabinet up here.
Amazing. So here is an 8th costume. It wasn't depicted in the illustrations, but you got to play, they call him the lover in the film.
They call him the lover.
Okay.
So the young wizard. Yes, I got to cover it for a couple months because of some sort of situation with people being sick or being out. So that was really fun to step into. That suit is fabulous, and that hat.
It is really, really great. And it's actually similar, you can see how this inspired what we see in the film.
Yes. And my Shiz costume. I love the green hat, a little backwards, a little to the side. I love the student costumes. They just really pop. Very beautiful.
Yeah, the costumes are so fantastic. They are gender bending, right?
Yes.
They are all asymmetrical, which I think lends itself to Ozian style, and everything's fantastical and different and cool. I wish that some of that, we're seeing a little bit of it on the outskirts of fashion in reality, but not enough, right? Yes. there's more of that. And here we're seeing the my fantasy showmance between a shiz student in Bach and a shiz student in Fierro, because at least in the film adaptation, Fierro seems to be very, very what's the word?
Everyone's pan and Oz.
Pansexual. Fierro seems very pansexual. Yeah.
I'm so nostalgic and sentimental. It's so fun to see these.
Really, very cool. And again, there you are with Madame Orrible.
Madame Orrible.
That's a fun look. This is epic. Now, I love that you've got some striped socks on here.
Yeah.
So you must have always
Very
felt,
nice.
right? Some of the Wicked Witch of the East.
Yes, had a connection to Nessa right away.
Mhm.
It's between this one and the monkey, the flying monkey suits. For favorite costume of mine, I love wearing this kilt, this skirt. It's so fabulous to dance in.
Mhm.
Yeah,
men don't
beautiful.
often in any situation. I mean, the La Cage aux Folles, like how
Mhm.
often do Broadway performers get to wear skirts, right?
Yeah, I love
Not
it.
often enough.
Exactly. It must be very comfortable.
They're very comfortable.
Yes. Here, I love this. This is my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, the Emerald City costumes. They're all so unique and so different. And there's so many different types of green in there. I know when you're sitting in the audience and the lights come on, you're just like, oh, green.
Mhm.
But all the different shades, even some like blues, it's striking. Beautiful.
How heavy are these? I know when coming up, we're going to see Rose talk about that, another current cast member of yours, but they all look so intricate. Are they very heavy? Is it harder to move in them?
I think now we're so used to them. When we have a rehearsal and I'm out of costume, I'm actually thrown off balance because I'm so used to having the weight of the costumes, especially with the skirt or the kilt in Ozdas, where I think the most dancing. It's weird not to have that. I'm used to that weight around my hips, but they're as you know, every few years as they get a little bit worn down and they make us new things or repair things, they seem to be getting lighter and lighter, so a little bit more actor friendly, which we appreciate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, wow.
Now, where are you in this costume? Are you like well, spoiler alert, I suppose, right? We're talking about the show, but I guess when do you wear this costume? Which scenes?
I opened the show actually as a flying monkey, but we have what are called the dead wings. So we don't have the big wings that are out and about because we want to have that reveal in the show. So I wanted the 3 monkeys that comes out in front of the map, and we kind of open the story. And then
was it cool to see that, like when you saw the film, that it opens the same way?
Yes,
You've got the wing
I was
monkeys
like,
right
there we
away.
are. There I am.
Yeah, right at the start of No One Mourns the Wicked. That's awesome. There you are. I just love this, a curtain call. So you must be in that again at the end.
Yes, I end as a monkey. I come out as Glinda is going up into the bubble to say some of her final lines of the show, and I get to bow as a monkey, which is really fun.
Cute.
Oh, wonderful.
Now, who are these folks?
These are my parents.
And I love this. First of all, adorable family and
Thank
a
you.
great photo. And I love that you're all in Wicked gear and a Wicked step and repeat. They have worked on the show with you and toured with you?
Yes, so they semi-retired at the end of 2018, and I had this idea. I was like, I want you guys to be able to travel and see the world. You know, they grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania, where I'm from, Uniontown, Connellsville, Pennsylvania. And I wanted them to have a chance to experience this incredible lifestyle that I get to, traveling and performing, because they were such an important part of that. So they came on tour, and I got them set up selling merchandise with the show.
Amazing.
And they toured with me all the way up till COVID. We shut down, and then we had to spend so much time apart during that time. They were like, can we come back? Can we come back? And I said, of course. So they came back. They came back after COVID, and my dad just fully retired. He left the tour this past May, and unfortunately, I lost my mom unexpectedly last year. But she's still with us. I'm so glad she was able to be a part of this journey, and we had all this time together on tour.
How many states did you all get to visit together?
Oh goodness, probably 25. Yeah,
because you've been all over the world. I mean, that's one thing. If you like to travel, you've been all over the world with shows. You were saying earlier before we started, West Side Story.
Yes, before Wicked, I toured with West Side Story internationally. We went through Europe and Japan, and then I went straight to Wicked, which is national, I guess, U.S. and Canada. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This was a fun one that I saw on your Instagram. Was a Halloween, right?
I needed a last minute Halloween costume, so we threw on a Wicked tote bag.
That is
I love it.
cut the bottom out and just like stepped into it. It's genius. Don't put it past Tori or I. You're giving ideas to Wicked and Oz fans everywhere right now. It's brilliant.
Will this be available at Broadway Flea?
Exactly. Smart. This I love.
Oh goodness.
Wow.
You're unified. You look positively emerald.
Yes. I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but
Oh, no.
like I said, I've always been a super fan. I was a Wicked super fan before I was ever in the show. And so this was like 14 years ago. I asked our makeup artist, I was like, is there any way I could get greenified one day? And so we found a time.
And this is like the full Act 2 Elfie makeup?
Yes, full Act 2 Elfie makeup.
How long did it take you?
I don't even remember. Maybe 20, 30 minutes. We took our time. We were having a good time.
Is that same makeup artist with the tour?
He is not. No.
Okay.
Not at this time.
Send him to Tori's house because I know she wants to do this too.
Greensify me.
That'd be fun.
If you're watching, Tori needs to experience this. I need to see Tori with authentic Elphaba Broadway green makeup. That's so cool. And
Gregory Maguire.
father of all things Wicked. When was
Absolutely.
this?
I think Gregory visited us in Boston both times that we were there. So in 2017 and in 2022 we were back. Yeah. So he came down and said hello. So special. So fun.
He is the nicest guy. I know he's also a big fan of Tori's and a friend of ours, and he's just so sweet. And so I love how he delights in what this has done. And, I think due to the great success of this, it's what inspired the Wicked years and the rest of the continuing Wicked stories and stuff. So Elfie out now. He might do a Galinda prequel at some point.
I hope it never ends. Keep going.
I know, right? I just want to let everyone know we're still going to chat, but Justin is on social media at Justin Wirick 88. There's his Instagram.
Thank you.
So yes, so very, very fun. Tori, let's ask him some more about just the whole show experience. I mean, to be an Oz fan, right? Like this is the equivalent of if Tori has the talent. So imagine Tori getting cast to go on tour, or we're all still wondering if she's Dorothy in Wicked for Good. She's not.
I will keep that rumor going, please.
But she's a great talent in addition to content creator. But to be an authentic Oz fan, as we all are, and to be able to step, and I'm sure you have the automatic pilot moments of the show is so in your bones, but do you have the moments? I'm praying you do. And what is it like to pinch yourself and be like, I'm in the Emerald City right now?
Yeah, I do. I try to have those moments as much as possible because that's what keeps it fresh and exciting and keeps me going. I'm also a very nervous person. So I think I'm always getting this rush from every single show too, this adrenaline. I seriously, when I hear the downbeat of the show and I'm squat as a monkey, my heart is like still pounding. So that says something that, it's live every day. And as a dancer and someone who's very athletic in the show, your body feels different every day. And you're constantly feeling out how your body is doing. So I think it truly does stay fresh. And yeah, it's just, I'm still thrilled to be here. I'm still excited to do it.
It's amazing.
And live theater is very unpredictable. Every single day is a different experience. No 2 days on a show are ever the same. What is the strangest blooper you've ever experienced on stage?
I've definitely sat down, fallen down a couple times, a little slip here. How the stage feels every day, can be different. Something else about touring that people maybe don't think about when they're seeing the show that's in one place in New York all the time is we're constantly dealing with, especially out west, like elevation differences. And so like you're breathing and sometimes you feel like you're having a panic attack at the end of one short day. And then also like drier climates. That makes the show more difficult. So on tour, we're just dealing with a lot more elements and like the travel. I don't know how you guys are in airplanes, but it drives me out like crazy. It's just a lot more added elements. So it's more of a challenge that I look forward to tackling every day.
This is great. I was going to ask some of our live viewers if they have any questions for Justin. And here we have one from JB. Are there any secrets from the show you can tell us? Any behind the scenes secrets or something that people might not know?
Behind the scenes secrets. there is as much choreography going on backstage as there is on stage. Like, I will always pass the same people at the same time when I'm going to get prepped to enter from another scene. We have a lot of fun little like ceremonial like moments where we like will say something or sing something. Just these like little check-ins with each other that like get us through and just keep us moving along. I guess those are some fun secrets to share.
Very cool. Yes. Any other live viewers, if you have any questions for Justin with the Wicked Tour for 15 years and counting, let us know. I'm going to show, I was recently, a lot of Broadway tours. I work with all the Broadway tours that come through Milwaukee, and most of them don't do what Wicked has allowed, which is let us into film while they're loading in. That was a really, really unique experience. I spoke with your tour manager and another cast member. Let's take a look at that while you come up with some questions for Justin.
Changed on tour over 2 decades?
Well, I mean, it's changed and evolved in a great way. Certainly the themes of our show are universal, so it continues on. We've upgraded lots of things. You know, there's new LED lights. We've, repainted sets and new costumes, but the audience reactions are still the same. They're kind of amazed and in awe of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And Broadway tours are measured by how many trucks it takes to build
Right.
it. We're seeing it get built right now in the Marcus Performing Arts Center.
Yes.
How many trucks is this show, and what is the big challenge in transporting it?
It's 11 semi-trailer trucks that travel from city to city. And then just the various structures and buildings that we have to move the show into. Luckily, the Marcus Center is state-of-the-art. I mean, it's, 2 loading docks, a big backstage, so we're sliding in here quite easily.
The costumes are so fantastic. I imagine that once you learn all the dance moves, you have to adapt to wearing those costumes because they're so extravagant.
Absolutely. My Ozdas Ballroom black and white outfit weighs 10 pounds in the back. I have this long train. So anytime we have rehearsals, I'm always like, why is this so easy? And why am I off my leg? How come I don't know how to do this anymore? I'm like, oh, it's because I've been changing the way I've been dancing for my 10-pound costume.
What has your experience been like meeting audiences after the show?
It's been lovely, especially post the movie coming out. There's been a lot of children coming out. They're always dressed up as Glinda and Elphaba in their little glasses and their hats and their gowns. And it's just lovely to see, the people they look up to, and they saw this movie and now they're big fans of it. And, it's just seeing their excitement gets me excited.
So sweet. I'm wondering too, and I'm sure Tori is also after seeing the movie, being in the show, seeing the movie, staying with the show, did your performance change? What was the environment like behind the scenes? Did anybody want to take anything from the movie and kind of incorporate it back into the show?
There's just a ton of excitement. And I think we're not that we needed it, but we just feel reinvigorated. And I don't know if any of the principals, any of the leads in the show took anything directly from the movie. I think we're all trying to express ourselves from within and from our own point of view. But in the ensemble, once in a while, maybe I snuck in a little one of those or something. You know what I mean?
That's clever. Beehive is asking, have you ever forgotten your mic is on?
Fortunately, they are good about turning our mics up right before we enter or right before we're about to sing, and hopefully turn them off once we're done. But we sometimes need to be reminded to make sure, we're quiet those first 10 seconds before we go into a song or go into a scene, because the mic definitely can pick things up. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that has happened.
Sarah, thanks for watching. She's asking how long you're staying with the tour. We know it's been at least 15 years. She's seeing it next March. Will you still be with the show?
Oh, I should be. I wonder where next March. That would either be Rochester or would be Providence. So one of those. Yeah, I hope to be there.
Mm-hmm. So as a lifelong Oz fan, are you finding that there are new Oz fans coming to Oz through Wicked now?
Most definitely. And I think that's something that is so magical about The Wizard of Oz and now Wicked and now the Wicked movies is constantly, it's they keep inspiring another generation and another generation and another generation. And so friends my age now have children, and they're bringing their children to the show. And people who I've done the show with are having kids, and they're so excited to bring their kids to the show. It's absolutely wild. And I think it's a cycle that'll just keep repeating.
Yes. All right. Now, spoiler alert. For those who have not seen the show on stage, for those who don't want to know what happens, at least the parts that we all know happen in Act 2 of the show, what will be happening in Wicked for Good, let's chat about it because we can geek out together. I just to plug again my Marissa Bodie interview, she does talk about how the song, how the performance has changed, something that I didn't include, not just the song, but the difference of, because there was previously released some chat about the moment, the magical moment. And so that is, if you check out my interview too, she shares that information a little bit. But what are you hoping to see in Wicked for Good?
I'm excited for those 2 new songs. I'm excited for just, we describe Wicked, especially in Act 2, with the Fallen House scene where Wicked does overlap with the Wizard of Oz. We always describe it as, even before the movie was happening, we talked about how, like, if the camera just panned over this way, this is what's going on. I want to see more of those scenes with maybe Dorothy's journey in between the scenes we know from Wicked Act 2. I'm so excited.
Very cool. Tori, what are your predictions?
For Wicked for Good?
Yeah.
Well, I think we're all going to be hysterical. I think everybody needs to prepare and bring an entire box of tissues. Last time I was not prepared, Ryan. When we saw that first screening, I was not prepared for the amount of scream crying that we ended up doing.
It's true. It was shockingly.
The buildup was insane.
Yeah,
it was, and it met the mark. It was awesome.
It's just so electrifying to see it in its cinematic fullness. I think, we've seen some merch come out that depicts Dorothy and Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion, and some of those first looks. So yes, I think that's really thrilling, especially for us, because we all loved the Wizard of Oz before Wicked came out. So getting any of that, the doll that has come out, the Mattel doll of Dorothy, leads us to believe maybe we will see her face, because we don't know yet. Tori won't tell us. Just kidding. Sorry. Listen, if I can make fun of her, everyone can. It's not making fun of. It's that it's cool. Because I'm thinking, Tori, when Wicked's part 3 and 4 happen, I've said it before, I'm manifesting you're going to be in it somehow.
If you have to have an internet rumor going around about you, it's the best one ever.
That is very true. That is very true. Yeah, those new songs, we don't know there's some rumors about what the titles of the songs are. We don't know where they're going to fall, what their emotional implications will be.
Right.
Obviously, we saw the premonition in part 1 of Dr. Dillerman in the cage. So that's different in of itself than in the stage show, because in the stage show, he's just like under like a blanket or something that she uncovers. Yeah. So that's
something so small. We saw, I think, some leaked footage from filming or something where you see them laying the yellow brick road. Just something like that, like where that came from or how that happened. It just feels so magical. So I hope they see more of that.
It's not a scene in the stage show.
Yeah.
So it's like
this is the lovely thing about Wicked for Good. They're going to have about double the amount of time from Wicked Act 2, which is pretty short. They're doubling the runtime for the film, probably, if it's as long as part 1. So they have so much space for additional character development and all these other little nuggets of Ozian deliciousness. So I'm really excited to see what they do with all that extra time.
It's going to be great.
Definitely. Let's talk merch. Tori, what have you got?
Yes. Well, I just got an entire box of goodies from the Noble collection yesterday, and I've posted a video about it. Let me show you some of the things they sent me.
Excellent.
So everybody got the beautiful dress-up things they had. Well, now the deluxe edition display versions. This is Glinda's training wand, so you can turn that coat into a froat.
Nice.
And of course, they have the plushies. And did we see the adult Glinda crown? It's the dress up one. Hold on, I got to pull it for you.
Yes, get it.
Getting it. It wouldn't all fit in my little corner over here. I would have had it preset. But check this out, you guys.
Okay, put it on. Galindify yourself.
It looks heavy.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
I'm such a child. I'm like, look at my crown.
That's so fantastic. Oh, wow.
I love it. And the Noble Collection is known for their incredible prop replicas. So if you guys haven't gotten your hands on these yet, look at that. Perfect
Tori
for
has-
collecting or cosplay.
Tori has an amazing, I have some opening night Wicked items. Tori has some as well, but she also has a lot of props from the stage production and costume pieces. And what do you have?
Oh my goodness.
Please tell me you have everything.
I have
the green bottle and
I have some things that I'm not supposed to have, probably.
Oh, okay. Then
we're not going to go into
We'll talk about that later. Okay. Very
Well,
good.
you've also extensively worked with Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS over the years, haven't you?
That is true. That is true. So I have a couple like really lovely autographed things, some sheet music, autographed by Stephen Schwartz. I have the novel autographed by Gravy McGuire, from spearheading some of our events that raise money for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. So that's been really nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was lucky to just find the Care Bears at Meyer, so I picked those up. They had like 50. I was like,
oh my gosh.
So I got that. That's been fun to have, and they're all the stuff is rolling out. I mean, it's all just about to come out. I'm saving up for the Swarovski.
I have a feeling, because last year a lot of merch dropped at the 100-day mark. I have a feeling this week we might hear, if we don't hear of release, we're going to hear dates for release. The Legos are all available for pre-order. They're going to be sent out on September 1st, I believe. And the Dorothy doll is now available in Australia on Pop Culture, which also sells the Icon stuff. If you guys are collecting prop replicas, Icon has made some beautiful things over the years.
Yeah,
and
they just did the Toto in the basket.
Absolutely beautiful.
They're arriving this week.
So it's the Dorothy doll is now available from Australia if you want to pay for the extra shipping, but everything's going to be out very soon. So hang in there, fellow Aussians. I know we're all waiting with bated breath.
A disadvantage to living on the road or being on tour is I have no room to collect these things or travel this stuff, but I would love to. I would love to have everything.
Yeah. What
you
do you
most? To me, I'll hold it for you.
Yeah, right. Yes, she does. It will be a beautiful display. What, Tori? What are you most looking forward to of the collectibles we've seen coming up?
I wear Oz every day, so I'm excited to see the fashion that comes out as well. We've only seen a couple of things so far on Amazon, and Her Universe has released a couple of pieces, but there's really not a lot out yet. But I know all of these brands are going to come out with some really cool fashions. I'm really looking forward to the Mattel dolls. I love Mattel dolls, and I really hope. Do you guys remember the Beauty and the Beast dolls from when we were kids? The ones that had like the plastic heads that would come off so he could transform from the Beast to the Prince. Can we get some of those for the Wicked characters? No spoilers, but can we get some of those, please, Mattel?
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yes. No, it's so cool. I'm just still hoping that Paul Tazewell does another collection for Target.
I don't know. He's pretty busy. He's, busy being an Oscar winner and a Tony winner. I don't know if he had time to design a whole other collection, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes.
Definitely. Well, Justin, this has been so amazing having you here.
This has been a blast.
Thank you so much.
Please come back soon.
Yes.
Anytime.
Yes.
This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
When you're on the road with Wicked and when you've got a stable collection, you're always welcome to join us we use StreamYard or Zoom or whatever you have. It would be great.
It was so great to be here in person. Thank you for having me over and seeing your collection in person.
Oh,
this
thank
was
you.
so magical.
Yeah, no,
Thank
it's
you.
so great. And I'm excited. I'm seeing you Wednesday night for my 50th time. So
Woo!
I'll be there.
I feel it's an achievement. I feel like I should get a plaque. Wait, this is something cool. You guys do, just lastly before we go. You on tour, when Wicked does reach milestones, you do get cast only commemoratives, right? There have been pin badges for like 10 year, and
I actually made those for everybody.
Oh my gosh!
I feel like as the longest running cast member on the national tour, and I don't know where I stand in terms of all the other companies. I know I've been there I've been with the show for a very long time. I just love to keep the magic alive with things like that. So I do a Wicked, we're called the Munchkinland Tour. So I did like a little Wicked Munchkinland, 15 years, 16 years, and just give them, pass them out for everybody, just to have a little badge of honor, for being here for that celebration.
Awesome.
Amazing. Well, Justin's the guy. At Justin Wirick 88 on Instagram. Tori, as always, thank you. We'll be back on August 28th with Danielle Page. Please like, subscribe, share, send us your topic ideas. And until next time, to Oz.
To Oz.